You're what's happening? What's good? So I'm waiting for my brother. Dime Shop USA. What's happening? Dime Shop USA. Who's that? Is that
Peace to the God.
What up, dog?
Oh, that's you. Dime Store. I didn't know what that was.
You
Dime
know,
Store Shop USA. I didn't know what that was.
yeah, you know all this technology. So I am on the dispensary's IG. So let's hope the
Oh.
authorities don't have. Let's hope the authorities don't. We'll see. If one of us gets a strike, we know what happened.
So, for those that don't know, my brother Courtney Brown Jr. has graced us with his presence today, and we're gonna get into some gangster shit.
Yeah, we're gonna top it
That's
up.
it. That's it. You dig? Like this is the real deal right here. It's the real deal right here. This is something that you rarely get to see because it's a rarity that it exists. You know, this level of in-depth involvement with the underworld and the degree of intellectual prowess to bring it to, like, there are many people who are deep in the game, have been deep in the game, but they can't really talk to you about it in a way, and you know, and they won't. They can't really talk to you about it in a way that you really be able to understand, right? And those of us that are that deep in it, that actually can speak to you about it in a way that you understand, we are very, very few and far between. And at the top of that pile is my brother and myself. So
Fact.
you guys are welcome ahead of time. Real talk. Real talk. Put Ty right there, my son. Ty, Courtney's back. Got Courtney on the joint. So
Yo.
What up, dog?
What up, though?
shit, man. We had a dope conversation late last night, early this morning, right? Because Al had dropped another teaser for the documentary Beyond Street Dreams, right? And the teaser's fire, very cinematic. I actually just posted a little excerpt from one of it. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this real quick. Let me see, like right about here. Put this here and here. And I'm trying to take them to that part where we were in the car and we started shopping it.
It was hot.
Yeah, right about here.
Advice you can think of. Those young men, 18, 17, 20, went downtown looking for jobs with high school diplomas. $35 a week. Those with college degrees at $75 a week, which is wrong. So they stooped to the next lowest thing, the quick dollar. $150 a week, pushing numbers, selling dope. Fast dollar, something to take care of a family.
Why couldn't they get jobs?
Because the white man downtown said they weren't qualified.
Believe it or not, the people I was around, it was like, dude, you just slow down. Wasn't no big moral. There was no moral value judgment of it.
No, because they came. Our people came out of the era of the heroin era. Even before that, the alcohol era. The alcohol was very bad.
Of the most prominent features of our behavior that distinguished us from our parents was the fact that in 1950, when drugs began to pour into Harlem, we went to drugs. We used drugs. We got high off heroin. We nodded, but we were calm. We didn't do like our parents had been doing since the plantation days, getting drunk on Saturday night and going around cutting each other up, hitting each other in the head with axes and meat cleavers and shooting each other. All we did, we got high and we nodded and we became lost in our own selves.
Alcohol was the only drug up until recently that I knew of that made a person behave outside of who they actually were.
Yeah. Alcohol changed them. A friendly guy will turn into a mean drunk. So that'd be like, wow, you was a nice guy until you get drunk.
Ain't nothing like a mean drunk, bro. Nothing like a mean drunk.
The problem is that we didn't come from enough normalcy in most cases to be able to fall back into something where we can actually regroup.
Yes.
We came from some very destructive and downtrodden, super dysfunctional backgrounds. And we coming up within that is gaining access to excessive degrees of resources. And now you're able to do things within that situation that other people within that situation are not commonly able to do.
New York's Harlem, the nation's largest black ghetto, its worst slum, and perhaps its largest breeding ground for crime on the streets. In just this.
That's where I grew up. That time, that place. That's the reality I come from. And on the other end, in Detroit, in the Midwest, these are the environments that my brother Courtney came up in. And what compounded our circumstances was that as we came up in those conditions socially, we also were being developed by people who were in the hierarchy within those circumstances. So we were being trained to take our place in the ruling of those circumstances around us, which, really made us unsuitable for society, realistically, and antisocial. for real. You know what I mean? But, we still managed to hold on to a degree of our humanity and our sanity. And, we came up out of it, But to see what has happened since that time, we were influenced by the people who were around us in those circumstances. In the time since, and especially in the last 3 decades, people who have no proximity to those conditions whatsoever are being influenced in the way that we were being influenced, with no connection to this shit, through the music, through the movies, through the imagery, through the pop culture. It's fucking ridiculous, to say the goddamn least. So,
Hey, fam, when you were just talking about those environments, right? I'm thinking of a conversation my dad has with me, like I must be 8, 9 years old. And he's talking about, well, Junior, if ever you see something going down with me outside and it's some violence or somebody trying to do something, you can't come out to try to help your dad. You just got to lock the door, call the police. So basically, he's preparing me that in my line of work, shit happens where niggas might pull up on me and some shit might go down. But you can't be like other little kids. This is not a come out and help dad kind of situation. Because you coming in, as he explains, because if you come out to try to help me, you jeopardize your mother and your sister. So, and he tells me, whatever gonna happen to me, it's just gonna happen to me.
Right.
8-year-olds aren't supposed to be processing those kind of things.
That's a fact.
Halloween, I think you remember in the doc, we have a little anecdote about when Pop would be passing out Halloween candy, it was a 357 at the bottom of the candy bag. So if ever some shit popped off with the door open, you gonna think he reaching for a Snickers bar, but he gonna be reaching for something else.
That's right. And you ain't gonna never see it. You just gonna hear it and feel it.
That's all.
And it come out the bag.
Right. And for us, it's normal because but kids aren't supposed to associate Halloween with 357s.
That's right. That's right. And the potential fucking
right. Or daddy pulling up with strong arm robbery and shit like that.
Right.
Or taking out the garbage. Every time we took out the garbage, he had his 357 in his hand.
Well, we know that was a real and necessary fucking thing when we consider how Butch got on.
Yeah.
That first hit that he did at 13 years old, popping out the garbage can.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
mean,
He said the nigga came down, looked down the walkway with his robe on and shit. He take his garbage, and nigga pulled the lid over and went to drop the bag in there, and this little nigga popped up out that motherfucker. He said, Butch told me the story. He said, I just looked at him. Because I wanted to see the look on his face and say, this nigga got me. Got me. He's he's fucking naked. He's got his robe on, and top in one hand, and a garbage bag in the other. He said, I just looked at him. 13-year-old kid, I just looked at him. And he said he waited for him to turn and start running, and he started hitting his ass up.
Multitasking.
Yep.
What you thinking, man?
Yeah, he had a spot, yo. He has a dispensary.
I can do it on. And just for your audience, as this transaction I'm doing, this is completely legal in the state of Michigan. And as you know, I have been trained though to do this. So yeah, I can do you 2 grams for that. That work for you?
You might say he was predisposed to this business.
Yeah, we need to be real clear right now. Come on. Yeah. So the irony of this is that, as I think what you try to do, I was trained to grow up to do this. Running a joint is my skill set. This is what I have muscle memory at doing.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
No scale. See, that's the other thing. We already weigh it up nowadays. So we took the scale part out.
You got to streamline the business. You got to streamline the business model.
Yeah. Because the government got involved with us. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Give it like 5-10 years, it'll probably be just government owning all the fucking dope shops.
I think they're gonna try to have Walmart and those guys run us out.
Oh, Jesus.
They'll have the big guys run us out of business for them.
Oh, where do I go for your weed? Hollywood or Kmart?
Yeah. But for a minute, we independents gonna hold on. We gotta hold on.
Where it should stay the mom pop, but big corporate.
Yeah, because we already know. Because when the corporations, what you already said they was putting in the floss.
Yeah.
Commercial.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're doing it by making it where everything's so cheap, which makes it hard for you guys to make a living.
That's exactly.
And those corporations can do it because they got fucking millions.
They are billion-dollar operations. So yeah, they do not make it easy for us.
Their thing is to siphon all the wealth out of the populace, reduce everyone to serfdom, and take it back to feudal times.
Dude, but you guys, and my man, brother Adam here, and you were just saying, it is a war on the small businessman in America. It is a war on mom and pop shops.
That's why they make it so hard for
it is.
Because they don't want to have more people to fight against.
Yeah.
They got enough mom and pop to try and take out.
Yeah. No, there's a real war on mom and pop, small business.
You know, the thing is that what makes us susceptible to being undermined in this way is the fact that people do not prioritize learning and keeping pace with the changes in technology and business and, you know, just all the things that comprise business models and you know, commerce. Like, people get to a point, they do what they do, and they want that to be effective forever, and that's not how it works. Nothing is permanent. Everything is static. Everything is changing. You know, whether it's changing in increments that are so unnoticeable that you don't think it's changing or not, it's still changing. Still changing. And people don't like to change. Well, I mean, at a certain point, you gotta, you know, evolve or dissolve.
Hey, I remember telling friends when this first legalization thing jumped off, I was like, you know, your business about to be over. Man, nah, the streets gonna always. I say, man, when you got to start competing against people who can take out lines of credit, and they already got 6 bars and 14 party stores and 22 supermarkets, and they can use that cash flow for this cannabis business, and you got one bag and they got 82 different bags, what do you think's gonna happen? Right?
That's right.
What let me see.
But
What's
the,
gonna
but the
happen
key,
when you have to compete against branded products with graphics, you know,
that
and
was one of the,
advertising? It gets crazy, right?
but that was one of the turning factors initially when cats started putting together these fanciful packages with these professional looking bags. Niggas selling trash, but the
Trash.
bags was fire. It got
Yep.
to a point where the bag game was going crazier than the motherfucking tree game.
Facts.
Because niggas knew that it didn't really matter how good it was. Most people don't know good weed. So it was all about that presentation.
Presentation, and
Cats
that
was
allowed
popping
brothers
off
to
with them
eat for a
bags.
minute.
Yes,
Yep.
it did. Yes, it
For a
did.
minute.
I know a cat that put together my man Frankie Crutches. Frankie Crutches out there. Shout out to my little bro Frankie Crutches out there. He in Brooklyn, right? Dude has a machine that is like $50,000 machine. All it does is print these bags and labels
Oh, wow.
and all kinds of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and he was killing them a few years ago with the bag, just producing bags for cats. Killing them. Huge machine, about 15 feet long, like huge inside this apartment in this building, tenement building in fucking Brooklyn. Killing them. No, not doing nothing, not touching nothing. He just making bags. You know, but that's evolution. See, he evolved. He evolved with the opportunity.
He understood that branding and packaging will play a major part in this business. That
That's
the old sandwich bag game,
yes,
not so much anymore.
Nope.
Not so much. So
people aren't knowledgeable about tree. So they don't really know what they're choosing, right? So they need some type of at least in their mind, some type of criteria. Something that they can say, okay, this is the measurement that I use to make the determination about the quality of this product. This is what if the shit that's in the good quality bags and the nice bags and all that, that's the shit. That's the shit. So that's what they started going for. They didn't know what was in the goddamn bag. Niggas smoke. Most motherfuckers, they smoking to be smoking, so they didn't really care. It became a thing where they even is like, yo, I don't want to be seen with a whack bag. I can have whack weed. I just don't want a whack bag. I don't want to pull out my bag and my bag look like I'm not hip. I'm not up to date or some shit like that. Like it's fucking bizarre, bro.
Niggas start recycling the bag. He putting this bullshit weed in a nice bag because he
man,
got it on
him.
That's a fact.
Crazy. Yeah,
that's a fact. I mean, bro, it's us. It's us. It's us, man. It's us. You know, and maybe he's the same in other cultures, but I mean, realistically, we are the dominant group in this culture, in the culture we're speaking about. We're the dominant group. So it's mostly us. And we are fucking clueless.
Most other cultures are a little more grounded in reality. Like it's a line out of that movie, White Man Can't Jump, that old Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson movie.
Mm-hmm.
And Woody Harrelson character tells the Wesley Snipes character, he said, the thing about you brothers is y'all really don't like winning. You just like to look like you winning.
Yeah.
Other people really want to win and really don't care what it looked like. So like you said, the trash bud in the fire bag, the Birkin bag, the $5,000 purse with $50 inside of it, the $80,000 whip with no insurance, all the appearances.
And the gaslight on.
Gaslight fume. Gaslight the car talking to you if you don't get some gas. That's how bad it is.
Please
Yeah.
stop at the gas station. Please, there's one
Please
right
stop
there.
at the gas station.
We're just past the gas station right there. I know a little nigga with a Bentley. I know a little nigga in Atlanta with a Bentley and never had gas money and didn't have insurance. For sure.
Wow.
Nigga ain't
No
had no
doubt.
place to live either. Bentley GT.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
all
And was
that.
happy.
All
Happy.
that. What's that, man?
And setting standards. Like he was somebody that people were aspiring to be like. These are the kinds of influences that motherfuckers in our culture are drawn to. Somebody trying to demonstrate for them the best way to approach a situation or opportunity looks too much like work. Looks too much like an imposition. I gotta do all that. I'm just trying to, look good. I gotta do all that just to look good. I don't really want to be like rich, nothing like that. I just want to look like it so I can get, attention. And so I don't want to go through all of that shit. That's for somebody who really want to be rich. I don't really want to be rich. I don't have to be rich. I just need to look like it. So, because I'm a stupid nigga.
You good, man? Good day.
Did I say that loud? Oh, my bad.
Give me a
Y'all cool.
tap,
It's all good. So
Yeah.
last night we were talking, and I have been working on. I usually just get on. We talk about what we talk about. Whatever comes up, we just build about that, right? But sometimes there are things that come up that I'm like, I kind of want to get to this subject and speak a little bit about this subject, right? So for whatever reason, it hit me earlier yesterday that I remember being like 19 years old, 20 years old, being in New York and seeing a guy who was close in age, maybe a couple of years older, maybe, but if he was a young black guy, and this is like different, instances. I remember whenever I would see a young black guy and he looked like he's doing well, his clothes, his jewelry, his car, whatever, the first thing that came to my mind was, I wonder what block he on. The first thing that came to my mind. I never considered anything else. I never considered that he was involved in any type of other business, legitimate business, whatever. And that was what was facilitating what I was seeing. I immediately thought, I wonder what block he on. I wonder who he fucking with. Immediately. And I thought about this. I said, damn, if I looked at young black males who seem to have some degree of well-to-do about them and immediately thought that they're a criminal, why did I think that way? Why did I have that perception of myself, anybody that?
I think we come from environments where the underground economy is so dominant that you weren't wrong most of the time.
How you doing, Gary?
But
you also understood there was only but so many ways for them to achieve this money at this point in time because the access to opportunity wasn't there. And if they had access to the opportunity, y'all probably wouldn't be crossing paths because that opportunity would have put them in different rooms.
Another space. That's right. That's right. But as I got older, and of course, opportunities evolve, things come along, whatever, I started to be like, yo, remember when you used to think like that?
Yeah,
you never considered that these guys were in finance, that they might have worked at one of the finance companies, you never considered that they might be business owners. Maybe they have a clothing line or something, like maybe they might own some kind of manufacturer or something like that. Like, it never occurred to me. And I was a sharp one, and I couldn't see past my own circumstances. That is the kind of thing that drives me into deep introspection. Because if somebody who had the advantages that I had still could have such a limited perspective of the world and himself in the world, just imagine even now what these young people who are being given a lot of negative, destructive, false narratives, like having images like King Vaughn, and at the rate and to the degree that it is, just imagine how disenabled they are to see the potentials in their own reality, in their own life. And how are we supposed to contend with that? Like, that's a battle on a whole other front, independent of the social, political, and economic attacks that we're constantly under, that we need to come to terms with in order to be able to even begin to defend ourselves in that space. Like this is way in front of that. This whole how negative, self-destructive self-image that's turned upside down, where being a ignorant, destructive, stupid, pointless, useless, nigger-minded individual, which would be at the bottom of the spectrum, it's been turned like that. So now it's the top. So whereas, we were trying to escape from those kinds of things and go upward, it got turned up. So now this is up.
Niggas
now down is up.
Niggas want to go to jail.
Yes.
Girls want to go strip and go sell their body and go do that. And then everybody think they got more time. They think, yo, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to just go chill and be married. And it's like, boy, you going to die. You're not paying attention to how life works.
And all the repercussions. That, hey, but what nephew's saying is true, because most of the things now they getting pushed to do is the stuff that we was trying to run up the bag so we wouldn't have to do.
That's right.
Right? We wanted to run up the bag so our broad wouldn't have to strip. We had to run up the bag so we could live someplace where we wouldn't have to keep that burner and that hammer on us at all times. We wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Now those are the things that we somehow, the culture then got hoodwinked and bamboozled, that the struggle, well, somebody online was saying that we just really embraced the struggle a little bit too much.
Yes, indeed.
It's okay to know about the struggle.
It got romanticized.
There you go. That's the word. We have romanticized the struggle. And maybe we made the struggle look a little too cool for our own benefit.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Okay? Our culture, our mamas and daddies and them, they put some style to the struggle, and people kind of misinterpreted that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they learned how to keep a smile on in hell.
Yes.
And people misinterpreted that ability to smile even though you're going through hell.
Mm-hmm.
And now they want to be in hell.
Because look cool from over here. Look cool.
Does it look cool? Look at them.
Yeah, like they're having fun, man. Like they're enjoying themselves, man.
It looked like they having a lot of fun. Yes.
Yep. They don't know shit about laugh now, cry later. Nothing. No concept of laugh now, cry later. That's right. There's a couple of things that you said last night. You said, whatever the biggest song is saying, that's what niggas are doing. So another comment during the course of the conversation where it was said, you said, motherfuckers think it's cool to run off on the plug. And it's like the phrase run off on the plug, it's a Plies song. So, and the funny thing is, Plies has a 4-year nursing degree. Plies is highly educated. Plies is not a street guy. Plies' brother was a street guy. He was about that life. Plies is not a street guy. Plies inflects that street. That's not how he talks. That's a character, right? And he used that character to create an opportunity for himself in the music space. And then in the state of that character, he said the kind of things that this character might say. This ignorant, self-destructive, backward ass, character. I'm gonna run off on the guy who offered me the opportunity to make money. I'm gonna run off on him not once. I'm gonna take advantage of his largesse twice. That's y'all sing it with me. Run off on the plug twice. So that's so cool. And Courtney's point was this creates a new ethos. Once people hear that and that phrase, that concept is popularized, it's like, well, the idea of running off on the plug is not such a bad thing now. Like, it's cool. People are saying it. People are, shit, I'm not a dickhead for doing it. I'm not a dickhead for cutting off my own supply, and it became a thing.
Or what about, first time I heard the term run off on the plug, I heard, you mean you're going to commit suicide?
Yes.
It's death by run off.
Yes.
It's like, when you pull a gun on the police, they call that
suicide by cop.
Suicide by cop. Well, if you run off on the wrong plug, that's suicide by running off.
That's right. That's suicide. That's right. That's a fact.
But the hip hop songs aren't saying that part of it. Okay, after you run off on the plug, how's the rest of that story end?
Right. Exactly. So, and I've spoken about this, how sucker culture, which rap champions and exalts sucker culture. That's why you could have a guy like a 6ix9ine come about in the first place with the clown hair and the rainbow hair and all that, whatever, in the first place, and be positioned in